For years, I thought success has been working harder, working longer, sacrificing more. I thought that's what life was supposed to be. But I almost chose a completely different life. And looking back, it might have been the best decision I ever made. I thought I knew what success looked like, and I was wrong. Have you ever looked around your life and thought, is this really it? Because I did. For years, I kept pushing forward, working harder, and doing what I thought was supposed to do. But something wasn't right. And eventually, I came to a crossroads that changed my life. Growing up, I was taught that success came from a hard work. Show up, be reliable, take responsibility. Do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. That's how I was raised. And honestly, I took pride in it. Whether it was helping my family, serving in the Marine Corps, or driving trucks across the country. I always believed the answer was the same. Work harder, push through, keep moving forward. And for a long time, that mindset served me well. But looking back now, I realized something. Nobody ever taught me to stop and ask myself if all the hard work was actually leading me toward the life I wanted. How many of you grew up believing that success meant working harder? And at what point did the definition change for you? Let me know in the comments. I just kept doing what I thought I was supposed to do. Provide a service, make more money, wash, rinse, and repeat. And if I'm being honest, I probably would have kept doing exactly that. But life has a way of forcing you to pay attention. And over the next years, a series of events would completely change the direction of my life. Some of it was self-inflicted, some of it wasn't. But all of it forced me to ask the question I've been avoiding for a long time. Was I building a career or was I building a life? And that's where things started to unravel. In the Marines, work was always the same. Train, deploy, work, repeat. And when the day was over, we found ways to blow off steam. Drinks, bars, clubs, girls. Every night felt like an event. At the time, it felt normal. But after war, something changed. What started as a good time slowly became a coping mechanism. One drink became another. One bar became another. One night became another. And when I left the Marines, that life didn't leave me. The difference was I no longer had structure. No one expected me at formation. No PT in the morning. No accountability. Just a hangover. And a growing sense of something that wasn't right. Looking back now, I was a shell of myself. I didn't realize it then, but I can see it now. To this day, I'm grateful my brother told me about trucking. Because trucking gave me something I desperately needed. Purpose, responsibility. A reason to get up in the morning. Nobody was standing over my shoulder barking orders. I just picked up a load, hit the road, and delivered it. 11 hours a day, 5 days a week, one city after another. Keeping the wheels turning, and honestly, I probably kept myself out of a lot of trouble. But there was one problem. I thought having a new job meant I was fixing my life. What I didn't realize was I was still carrying the same problems with me. I had changed careers, but I hadn't changed my life. Life as a funny way of humbling you. Just when you think you've got everything under control, something happens that forces you to take a hard look at where you're headed. And that's exactly what had happened to me. The life I was building was about to change in ways I never saw coming. And looking back now, that change might have saved my life. After all these years, being single was getting to me. One bad relationship after another. I was talking to an old trucker friend. He mentioned he met his fiance online, Filipino Cupid. He said it was easy. Just messaged them and they messaged back. I thought about it for a while, but at first I wasn't interested. Soon, call it faith or design, I finally decided to give it a shot. Let me ask you something. Have you ever thought a new job would fix your life? And if you have, did it? I generally like to hear your story. At first, I was looking for someone in the Philippines. But after hearing so many stories from other truckers, I got curious. One conversation turned into another. And before I knew it, I was talking to someone who genuinely wanted to get to know me. One day I got a message asking to talk. I agreed. Someone really wanted to get to know me. What started as a simple conversation turned into daily calls. Days became weeks, weeks became months, and somewhere along the way, I realized that this just wasn't another online conversation. Have you ever taken a chance on something that sounded crazy at first? Maybe it was a relationship, a career change, a move to a new place, something that didn't make sense to everyone else, but you knew you had to try. Let me know. We stayed in contact for a year and a half. I drove days, video called nights. I was changing companies eventually, so I decided to fly to the Philippines. The moment I stepped off the plane, everything felt different. Meeting her in person, meeting her family, seeing Cebu for the first time. It felt like I was stepping into a completely different future. And before I left, I asked her father for permission to marry his daughter. Thankfully, he said yes, even though his English wasn't strong. At this point, I didn't plan out what's next. I got back home to my truck after painful goodbyes, and I knew someday I would be back. Back to turning the wheels, calling at night. I didn't know what to do next. I have a fiance waiting for me. I have to get her here. What I would do for work, though, I didn't know. Maybe own my own truck and bring her with me. Maybe drive local back home. I didn't know. At the end of December 2023, I got into the worst accident of my life. My cab was broken off the trailer. I spinned and hit a wall. My trailer rolled. Then everything went quiet. When I opened my eyes, strangers were trying to pry open the door. I had a concussion when I came to. They pried the door open. I was gripping the steering wheel tight. Adrenaline was pumping. The first man I see asked if I was okay. I couldn't speak. I was shaking. I started to cry uncontrollably. The man asked if it was okay to pray for me. He saw I was holding my cross. I went to the hospital, ended up having a back injury. Great, now I have another disability. Between the military, now trucking, my body took a beating. I was out of trucking for a year, healing. Between getting back procedures done and physical therapy, my fiance spent the next year worried about me. Who can blame her? Long distance relationships are hard. We planned now since I was done trucking for her to come to America. We did all the research, paid the fees, and got her here. I thought we would spend a while here, then move back to the Philippines to retire. That's what I came up with in the truck anyway. She finally arrived. I was excited. The drive from Arizona to Los Angeles was short, considering I'm used to doing long drives in the truck. 30 days later, we had a court wedding. I was married now. Here come the responsibilities. Because what I didn't mention, she also had a daughter. So now I'm Pops also. The next year, I will put us through a roller coaster of emotions. Due to me not planning correctly, I caused trouble with my family. That put me in a bad spot. After I realized my wife and daughter was missing home, missing family, I had to make a decision. Stay in America, keep working through the pain, keep doing what I had always done, or take a chance on an entirely different future. For years, I thought success meant working harder. Now I was being forced to ask a different question. What if success wasn't about working more? What if success was about building a life worth living? And that decision would change everything. We landed at Cebu International Airport, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like I could breathe again. I had made one of the hardest decisions of my life, leaving one family behind to build the future with the family I was creating. The sun felt warmer. The pace felt slower. And for the first time in years, I wasn't thinking about the next load, the next bill, the next problem, the next responsibility. I was simply present. It's been a long time since I smiled like that. And honestly, I felt lighter. Not because all my problems disappeared, but because I finally felt like my life was moving in a direction I wanted it to go. Today, we're building a home in Cebu. Not just a house, a home. A place where my wife, daughter, and I can build a future together. I'm focusing on my marriage, my health, my family, and becoming the man I wanted to be. My body still has issues. I still have challenges. I still have bad days, but I don't wake up feeling trapped anymore. I wake up feeling hopeful. And that's a big difference. So, what does peace look like to you? Is it more money, more freedom, more time with family, or something completely different? Because I think we're all searching for it in one way or another. And for me, I found peace here. Not because the Philippines is perfect, but because it gave me the opportunity to build a life that finally feels like my own. What does peace look like to you today? If there's one thing I've learned, it's this. Sometimes the biggest risk isn't changing your life. Sometimes the biggest risk is staying exactly where you are.